Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, it's good for me. I'm hoping it's good for you. Well, here it is. Well, I'm hoping I'm getting out today. Here it is already. Oh, there's somebody over there. Saturday already. The weekend is here. 4th of July is already gone. Oh, ah, hey Ben. I'm just getting this thing wound up here. Is the audio? Can you hear me? Ah, oh, thank you very much. Well, we're going to have a good day then. As long as the electronic stuff doesn't bite me too bad, we'll have a good day. It's pretty warm. Let me see what the temperature is. It's pretty warm out there today. I was laying over there in the bed, and well, hey, there's my baby sister. I was laying over in the bed, and oh, it was hot. I didn't have the air condition turned on, so I thought I'd get up, come in, and see what you folks were up to today. Well, I don't sleep a whole lot. Sometimes when my feet is bothering me, I have neuropathy, and so um, I'll get up during the early hours, and sometimes I'll just get up and get in my old comfortable chair and just lean back and as long as my feet are not hurting, that's what we try to do. I ain't gonna worry y'all with my pain. Everybody's got their own issues. I, oh, let me see. Sterling Well. Hey, look at the crowns over there. Cuddy, you got to say something or whatever. Get yourself one of them purple crowns. Hey, Tony. Hey. We're coming over visit at your country this morning. Some you always coming over and visit with us on the coffee show, and so now we get to come over and disturb you guys this morning. Oh, you don't have to say nothing. It's just I think Sterling Will could probably tell you what it means. What them little um, it's a top commenter, or if you make certain amount of comments, or if you're active, if you do a, if you ask a lot of questions or whatever, engage in conversation. Um, they throw the little awards out there. It's 20 minutes to 4 here in Alabama. Alabama, the heart of Dixie. Um, oh, I was going to look up see how hot it was this morning. Oh, that's 76 degrees, but that ain't where it's hot. I mean, the humidity is really high humidity. Yeah, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, and she's got a little bend. You see, Ben, you've got not only you got the little crescent wrench, but you have a little gold. You got a little blue crown. Yeah, she was wanting to know how to get one of them little crowns by her name. Well, Sterling Will, where are you at today? Is it okay to say? Just generalize. Uh, are you somewhere on the East Coast or West Coast? It's going to be stormy today. Oh, I got you. Well, I rode yesterday. Oh my, was it ever hot yesterday? We rode over to well, it's about 20. It's about a 40-mile little ride. It's not a big one. I ride almost every day. Um, I just if the weather's good, I mean, remember we rode back in the winter when it was 40 degrees, and that was a little bit sharp around the edges. Um, I'd rather ride when it's really cold because you can put on a lot of clothes. That's the way I look at it. But boy, when you're hot, as long as you're moving, you got a little breeze over you. I mean, it's bearable. But I sit out in the parking lot. She had to go into two different stores, and I sit out there on that. Oh golly, it got hot out there. When she goes to the store, I always take off and find me a shade tree. And the rule is when she comes out, she just calls me up when she's going to come out, and then I'll ride around and pick her up. We got this thing figured out. And yeah, we are going to go. We are going to go for a ride today. Um, I'm going to ride up to Harbor Freight. They got a big sale going on after the 4th of July sale, and I'm thinking about getting myself a front wheel, uh, one of those caulks or what do they call it, where you drive your front wheel in and it locks your front wheel in, and then it's easier to make sure that keeps your bike from moving around on the trailer and when you haul it somewhere. Well, it's too hot to go to Florida now. Go down. We talked about going down to the beach, and I'd like for Joe to ride with me. Not that I'm starting to doubt my abilities, but the fact remains It would be nice if, there was a mechanical breakdown, you'd have another biker with you that could, run and get parts or whatever. I mean, I don't suspect anything's gonna go wrong, but me, I like to be prepared for anything, like a good Boy Scout. Has it been? Not be Tony, have you been doing some riding, this winter for you this winter? I haven't seen Dave. I got a couple of, little while he was traveling. I assume he made it because last time saw anything from Dave, he was, just 8 hours away from Sydney or from that Wollongong or whatever that wherever he was going there. Oh, just Sterling will just jump in anytime, buddy. I don't know if I think you might have. Yeah, I saw some comments. I wrote Sick a song yesterday. I wrote him a couple, but I've been doing these advertisements for take your own bow and turn it into just a song. Put your words into a form of music, and and a lot of people like that. It just fills up an old man's void, of having something to do. You sit down in front of the keyboard and put some words together. It's just I think it's a good mental exercise, writing, lyrics for songs, and the choice of music too, using the tools they give you to achieve whatever you're looking for in the form of a tune. I like that challenge. It ain't just you don't go over and just put some words and let it figure out something. Because you would not be in control of what the output was gonna be if you just throwed some words in there and let the computer figure out, what kind of music should go with those words. You tell it the kind of music you want to match, and sometime it being AI, it doesn't meet your desire. It will, throw you out something, you go, "No, ain't no way." Especially talking pieces, where a lot of dialogue, where, there's a lot of talking, to turn that into words that, resemble that of a song. Honey, I sent that song to Ron as well, and he responded back, Ronnie, he said, he liked the song too, so I don't know if Joyce ever heard it or not. I never know. I hate to keep asking her, "Did you hear it?" because it puts responsibility off on somebody to have to go, "Gotta go listen to it." Ah, gotta go listen to it. It's such a painful thing, Oh, look at Sour Stitchy. Oh, Dorothy. Hey. Well, good morning to you. Welcome to my show. The only thing that'd make this perfect would be a cup of coffee. But I got me some water right here. Oh, oh, Joyce did hear it. Okay. Well, you never know. I used to tease them a long time ago, like, they pay me $1 million every time I write one of these, and if you, put a little "I like," make a comment on my song or whatever I'm doing, if I create a picture, you put a like on there, they give me 1,500,000. So, it's just money to me. It's just money. A lot of people really think you're getting paid. They think, "Well, hell, that old son of a bitch, he's got a lot of money. I ain't gonna give him nothing, shit." Uh, I don't drink any of the flavored waters. I drink the distilled water, purified distilled water with added vitamins. Probably if they added flavor to it, that probably tastes good too, but Angelique, she drinks coconut water. When I'm thirsty, I just like the taste of water. Well, I think what happens there, Dorothy, is, it makes, it's like a pat on the back, if now here's the deal, you can never be creative if it's always so positive. It don't have to be positive. A comment is just that, a comment. It can be like, "I've heard better," or, "What I would like for you to do, if you could, add this or add that." Uh, when you add a comment, it makes the creator of the content strive to give a little more. And if it's really good and they give you a pat on the back, like a thumbs up or something like that, it inspires you to want to sit down and do it again and write another one. But some people are just not into that, compliment thing. And that's what makes the whole population up. We're not all like one. Blackberry lemonade. My sister is drinking blackberry lemonade. Well, I guess lemon would quench your thirst. Yeah, we're 5 minutes to 4 here. I see the old clock on the wall says it's 5 minutes to 4. Well, I've seen your work, and I'm gonna tell you, when I was a little boy, and that was many years ago, I would watch my grandmother. She would knit and crochet. She'd have a big old ball of yarn, and she'd be over here with these needles and hooking and purling and oh, well, you've, Sterling Will, you have been it's just it's been a really, the last 6 months, has been really rough. It's hard um, to I mean, it's gotta be difficult, all the stuff you've had to go through and things that you've had to do to get your feet under you, but don't give up on that. I know it just rubs some people really bad, and you got the trolls like Dave over in Australia. He's always battling with the trolls because that's just part of mankind. Why can't we just all get along? I'm sorry, it's just not. I guess a lot of things have been difficult for you, Sterling, because a lot of changes have had to take place in your life. It probably goes along with the whole entire picture. I'm really pleased to see, Rainey and Kefab, the 2 of them after she had went to the retreat, and how well she's doing, that you can see the 2 of them growing, and that is wonderful. I had a lady one time that was a stewardess, a flight attendant on United Airline, and in 1975, I had a little daughter was gonna be born, and, so she knitted her while they were flying. She'd sit up there, and she would do her she's done an Afghan, I think what they call them, like a little baby quilt. My daughter Cindy had that, and she probably still has it, but when she was a little baby girl, she'd go from one room to another, she had to have that Afghan with her. Be happy, that's right. Try a lot of times circumstances makes it where you can't just always be happy, but you always striving to be happy. Getting a good truck under you if you're a truck driver, one that feels good and good routes. You got routes that you like to ride. There's places in the country you like to see, and you got them things going for you. Health, whether it be physical or mental, health plays a big role in how you perceive things or how you react to various comments or whatever. Um, I think mental health probably is probably one of the things that I would wonder about if I lost the ability to carry on a conversation, like such as with Alzheimer's or dementia. Oh, that's got to be a terrible thing, and because my whole entire life has been always about talking. I spent a lot of years where they paid me to talk, and I enjoyed it. I spent 22 years talking, being paid. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Dorothy. When you lose a relative, I had a good friend. Him and I, we worked together for 25 years, and after a while, he become ill, and he asked me if I would bury him when his time come. And so I spent 6 years with him arranging his affairs so that when he did go, I would be able to follow his wishes. I was the executor to his estate. He wanted to be buried next to his father. His father was um, an officer in the army during the he was an officer under General Pershing during the Spanish American War, and he was a well decorated hero. There was a campaign where we went into Mexico, and he was a part of that operation. It was like a Mexican American dispute, and he wanted to be buried next to his mother and father, cremated, and actually ashes put in the urn up there. We had it all arranged out and everything. Now, when he passed away, it was like cockroaches. When you get up and you're at a strange motel and you turn the light on in the bathroom and you see cockroaches scampering all over the place. That I've never seen such horrible people as money leeches that come out the smell of money, cousins and distant relatives wanting their share, their take, and bring their lawyers and suing because they was not in the will, and suing and taking their share through litigation. I had to divide the money up as he wished. However, um, it didn't go exactly as he planned. A will is never executed exactly as the way you plan. The only I suggest anybody, I'm at that age. If you got something, give it to whoever you want to give it to now while you're alive. Look at their eyes and see the pleasure they get of you giving them a parcel of land, or you giving them this, or you giving them the truck, or you give them the Harley. You know, you're giving them things while you're alive, and that way they can't take come in and take it away. You know, from family members, and it can be cruel. It took us a little over 2 years to settle the estate, and there's brothers and sisters will fight over the money. I mean, I I just never even seen anything like it before, where the desire to have somebody's money is so strong that you get lawyers, and there's all kinds of little loopholes and stuff. It brings the worst out in people. Money. You've heard that old saying about money is the root of all evil. And look at there, there's Robin in there. Robin, hello. Well, we got Australia, we got Canada, we've pretty well got the U.S. We got Sterling in here. My sister in Florida. We don't have big numbers. We don't rack up the big numbers, but however, we do have quality people. There's Ben Tipton. There's a guy right there that I admire. He's a hero of mine. Ben Tipton, you are my hero. Ben Tipton has jumped out of an airplane. He has parachuted out of an airplane. And people say, well, everybody parachutes out of an airplane. Ben's in a wheelchair, and he never let that stop him. He's wanting to get a track with his disability. I don't know if you call it disability. I don't know what the proper terms to say because he doesn't appear to be disabled. He won't let his physical um, difficulties he has affect his desire to have fun. I really admire that because a lot of people can just waller in self pity. Well, Dorothy, I wish the best for you and your family. But I have seen it. It always brings out the worst. So that one of the cousins I'm going to tell you about. After 2 years, one of the demands that she had. We was at Sea First Bank in downtown Seattle. We was up on like the 27th floor, and all the team of lawyers from all these people was in this big room. And the only blood relative that came forward on her share, she wanted 750,000 in cash. And they went and got these bags, shopping bag. Now, they didn't go get them. They brought their shopping bags with them, and they filled them shopping bags up with money, and they loaded them in the back of the lawyer's car. She got several $1,000,000. She wanted 750,000 in cash. That same day, the lawyer for the estate saw them at the airport. They was heading to Hawaii. Gotta go spend that money, man. Your self-worth, your, everything about you is when you're providing your own way or, uh, it's yours. It can't be dictated to you on how you could do this or yeah, standing on your own 2 feet. My mama used to have a saying. She and we and now we've repeated this saying a lot of times. She'd say, "Every tub must sit on its own bottom." Tub, see, back in a long time ago, to a woman in a that was running a household, tubs were very important. Washing tubs. You had what they call a foot tub, a small tub that you put your feet in and just washing your feet off before going to bed. Hey, Diane Breed, good morning. You had big number 3 washing tubs. You had washing tubs of for various when you're washing clothes, you had to have rinsing water and you had to have starch water and just there was a tub for every occasion. And but the old saying is every tub must sit on its own bottom means you're responsible for yourself. You know, your self worth and really improves or increases as you become more self reliant. There's people that live their whole lifetime that has to live off the handouts of others. A wealthier father doles out a little bit of chump change to keep your lifestyle going, but you're always having to wait for the check to come in or wait for the wait. No, when you got your own your income and your resources, to hell with the rest of them people worrying. You're calling the shots, and there's nothing wrong with people being helped out. For God's sakes, that's what mankind's about. Helping one another out. But the individual self worth becomes greatly increased by his ability or her ability to support themselves. Who broke their wrist, honey? I broke my arm here many years ago, but it's still bothering me. But I did break it. I'm still getting over my broken leg. I broke both bones in my right leg, snapped them off up there about 4 inches above the ankle. They put 17 screws in it and 2 titanium plates. Oh, I'm so sorry, Robin. Oh, I misunderstood. You broke your wrist. Well, hell, in your trade, that's been construction worker, I mean, you break any part of your arms and your livelihood's going to diminish quickly. My apologies. See that I'm just not paying enough attention to be. If I'd have come over on your site and visited you more often, I would have known more. But as you know, I just got back on the air. I'm about a week or so into this having a signal. I didn't even have a signal until last week or so. I had no internet, and it was a long dry spell, so I missed out on a lot of things. No, man, I tell you, we're getting a hand. That's no human beings helping one another. That's what the creator would want you to do. They want me to help when I can. A helping hand, man. That's a big difference in and then a lifestyle. When a person gets in a tight spot, it's great to have people that are there on your side and offering some guidance and just moral support. Moral support means a lot to a person that's having issues. They don't have to always be financial. Um, just knowing that you got somebody that's there for you. Yeah, that was a long dry spell. I was gonna let me show you. I'm gonna show you what the old the fiber here. We kind of push this over here. Okay, let me hit the button here. Check it out. Oh, damn it to hell. Oh, god damn. This is the hardest thing to do. Well, you can see the scores right up at the top. You look right up on the top up there. It just won't focus today. I'm going to keep doing it till it focuses. Come on, you little bastard. There it is right there. Do you see the download versus the upload? 836 megahertz. Yeah, I'm a million bytes per second, 915 uploads. But that's not bad at all. Oh, you pointed out the other day how you were so grateful that you had a therapist that was able to quickly get in and work with you to or assure you of a path to your salvation. Getting back on the right track, and your right track is being Sterling Wheel, Church of the Wheel. A lot of people don't know when they need therapy. They just ride the pain and the suffering and the guilt of failure or whatever till it just explodes. And for those that are bright enough to seek counseling to help them to work through whatever issues that's going on, um, this is the right path. I tell you, back in the winter when we had good service, out here before I got this new system. I'd go over and join with Robin, and he'd be out there blowing stuff up, Have, having fun, filling up balloons, and oh, it was fun. You know, I just enjoy watching all that. People seeking a level of enjoyment. There's people who would be horrified to think about hopping on a bike and riding like from here to Texas or across the United States. But there's people who does it every day. They go out and test their limit of their ability or go out for the pure enjoyment. Look at Ray over in Georgia. Ray Gregory rides. That guy does ride. And he just got up there and up on the tail of the dragon, his little missus there, she had a bit of an accident and hurt herself. Hey, Kime, good seeing you there, buddy. Now we got Australia on the west and England to the east and Canada to the north. It's always good seeing you, Kime. Time goes by so slowly. I've never been able to sing. Yeah, this is the 2 gig, Diane Breed. This is the 2 gigahertz, two gigs up and 2 gigs down. And I'm thinking when he installed it, now I bought the 2 gig plan, two up and two down. Well, when it only went to 949, it's been usually running about 948, 949, both up and down. So I called. I said, "Hey, I'm paying for a 2 gig service. How come I don't have a gig?" They go, "Your router, not your router, your modem down there on the wall, the fiberglass modem down there. It's right under my desk. I'm seeing the little lights are blinking. It's 2.2 gigahertz, gigabytes of data, 2.2. But when it comes up to the router, right up above me, sitting right up there, there's a router, and each of those ports, it's got 4 ports, 4 or 5, 6 ports up or whatever. It's got ports up there. Each of those will deliver 1 gigabyte. Now, Angelique, she's over there uh, where she sits doing her stuff of her computer. It's about 30 feet over there, and she Wi-Fi's, and she's getting 8, 900 on Wi-Fi, not even cabled up, 900 up and down. She's getting about same as I'm getting hardwired because this router here is a powerful router. I can go 90 feet from out there and still have over 200 megabytes upload 90 feet away from it. It's really a powerful router. It's supposed to cover a 3,000 square foot home, upstairs, downstairs, and all that stuff. And we've tested this one all the way to the front over there is about 50 feet direct. If you just drew a straight line over to the front room over, it's 50 feet away. And it's strong signal over there. Yeah, this router is really a strong router. I measured. I got a little old thing here on my phone, and I'll walk about and I can. It's the tool they give you, and it's everywhere I go so far. It's been really good. In fact, I just ordered me a brand new camera, a security camera. It's a new 16 megabyte camera. It's twin lens, and it'll do color at night. The one I got now does color at night too. In fact, I'll show you what my demo. Uh, I didn't, I left it and, it's not this one does color, but here it is in black, and this is what I see out there. There's the old Miss Piggy sitting out there. But, yeah, I've got it in black and white, but it does color at night as well, but I did this because, with those infrared lights it's got on there, it's, you can see snakes' eyes when the snakes crawl across there. You can see raccoons. It has animal identification. Well, this new one has so many more features than this one. The one I've got out there now is 4 years old, almost 5. I've got multiple cameras, but that's my front yard camera, and that's one of the oldest. And, we got them here. The animal camera is behind me on the wall there that goes outside. That's when it keeps up the raccoon. My sister, she always loved to watch the raccoons, every spring when the mom raccoons, deliver her babies, she always brings them up on the deck after they get 10 weeks old. And I used to let people that was watching my channel name the little baby raccoons. I do have, I don't buy cloud service. My AT&T have provided me a cloud. Google I keep the cloud where it never fills up. Because I do a lot of I put up a lot of videos. It's 20 20 or more gigabytes in size. I don't do the little snippets. I do a 20-minute to a 45-minute long video, and those are anywhere from 11 gigabytes to 25 gigabytes, 27 gigabytes. Well, they really eat up a cloud in a hurry, and I do a lot of those. So what I do is I've got 2 computers sitting here. That one over there has got 2 terabytes in it, and this one here has 2 terabytes. And I bought a new device over here. I've got from the old days all these CDs and DVDs. I got a DVD recorder, and I've got one of the um, one of the DVDs over there that I put 600 and something video files in it. Huge storage capacity. So I manage my own data, and it's a little aggravating because you got to pull the disk out, put it in there, and bring it back up. Oh, yeah. Robin, whatever works. If you whatever you're wanting to hold on to. Yeah, I could go in and change. Let me see if I can. I'm going to see if I can change that to so you can see what the color looks out there at night. Yeah, I can do that right here. Display, and I'm going to put it on. Here we go. Now, uh, now let me. All right, I just switched it to color. There's that's what it looks like at night out there. There's Miss Piggy sitting in the little pig pen out there. See, the color is not all that bad. But the new camera, remember that's almost a 5-year-old camera. And when I get the new camera, it'll be crystal clear, 16 megabyte. This is a little 5G camera here, but the new one is the new T6. The system I got here in the house is a T6 system. So I've decided to upgrade my cameras all to T6. Oh, thank you. Well, I could have zoomed in. I mean, let me see. Yeah, I was making it. I should have made it. Good. Yeah, you can see here. Now, if I can get it to zoom, come on, come on. There we go. So you can read Harley on the thing. I mean, yeah, I'm reaching my arm way over there. So come on. Okay. You can read the writing on it, but the new one will be able to see a whole lot better. My phone bill is $155 a month. It was 161, and I got it reduced to 155. Oh, I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you about this, Robin. I live on a dirt road. It's worse than dirt. I live on a gravel road, miles and miles of gravel. I get out there. I use Mothers. Mothers is a real good product for fiberglass and stuff, and it'll be so shiny. The chrome is just out. Oh, it's breathtaking. It's got so much chrome on it. I drive over to Walker County from here. When I get back, the damn thing is dirty like a pig. But I got to travel on the road. I can't leave here. I cannot leave my place unless I leave on a gravel road. And that gravel has got that fine particles of dust from the crushing of that rock. And every rig that goes by you, 18 wheelers, logging trucks, you're just covered in that. It is so, and oh, when it rains, my bike will turn gray from all the lime that's in that rock. The whole thing will gray up. On my phone, I've got unlimited. I I've got unlimited on all the phones. Well, I'm gonna tell you what is really good about having that. During the when I did not have any internet, I would take my phone and you go in here and the phone. I've got a Samsung 70-inch TV over there, and I turn it on and I go to Smart View. And the first thing it does, it pulls up that television over there. And I touch it here on the phone. And now whatever I'm seeing on the phone, it fills that whole screen up over there. And I watch all the Netflix movies and all that stuff because I've got unlimited service. And we'd watch movie after movie. We did this all that time we had no internet. And so if I had a limit to how much gigabytes I could use, I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, yeah, it's twin lens that has 180 degree. It covers in great detail without fisheye effect, 180 degrees, and it electronically stitches the two cameras together. They one camera is facing out to the right and the other camera is out to the left, but they meet together in the center and it's stitched together where you don't have any. warping or nothing like that. And and it allows you to read license plate numbers, and it actually zooms in on it'll automatically when it detects the reflection from a license plate, it zooms in on it, and then it takes a snapshot of it. Yeah, but all the time it's seeing 180 degrees versus a 360. And then when you're editing, you can choose whatever portion of that 360 you want. This one gives you full 180 degrees. Now, the reason I went that way is the camera located out in the front there. It will cover everything from the front porch to way out there in the yard. And there's a lot of animals, and we have a lot of animals here, deer and to see armadillos. You can literally watch them on the camera. Armadillos walking down my driveway. They're the damnedest little creatures. They go up there and get in that pine straw. I've got many pine trees here. I think I counted. I've got like 150 fairly large pine trees. They they get down there and they take that little nose and they dig through the pine needles and they get grubs and they get up around my pecan trees and they dig all around my pecan trees. Oh, my little dog is in here. Come here, little buddy. I saw the door open there a while ago. Angelique got up and let the little dog come in here. He loves it. He loves to come in here. This is the men's room right here. This is just me and the two boys here, Theo and Tanner. Not Tanner, but Colton. Yeah, this is my man cave here. Yeah, we wanted to take a trip um, up to the Dragon Tail, and I wanted Joe, my buddy, to go with me, but he he's trying to make a living too. It's hard for him to get off a lot of time. And one of his days, when he gets some time, I'd like to have him to go up on the Dragon's Tail with me. Me and Angelique, we've been wanting to do that for quite a while, but I don't have anybody to ride with. A lot of people don't like to ride with an old guy because they're afraid, old man might have a stroke or he might go belly up on you or something, and there's just something about old people. You just try to avoid them. Uh, hey, come here, buddy. He's over there. He's all curled up. I remounted my camera and it's not where I can reach it. It's over there. It's 3 or 4 feet over there, so I can't reach it. Or I'd get it down and show you. He's all curled up over there. Oh yeah, we ride a lot, Cam. And I ain't a granddaddy. When I get a straddle that damn thing, I ride like I did when I was 16 years old. I ride for the adventure. I've learned over the years my limitations on certain. I'm not limited in courage, but my intelligence as I've gotten older, I believe it's called wisdom. I just know not to do stupid things. We ride a lot of curvy roads here. I live in Alabama, and everything's uphill and downhill and around curves. But um, I just I did. We came back in 1967 No, my yeah, 1967. I bought a new Yamaha, it was an RM 350, I believe it was. Oh, it was fast. 2-cycle oil injection. It might have been a 67, 1967, maybe. It had oil injection, and God, it's fast. It was called RM 350, I believe it was. And, oh, I'm sorry to hear about you breaking your wrist on the bike. That's how you broke it. Okay. We came down. My brother lived in Decatur, Alabama. So we drove from Seattle down here, and we come down here to do a big race. I had entered a big race. It's called the King of the Mountain Race, near Birmingham in Jefferson County. And so we, we rode up to in the 60s, we rode up to the Tail of the Dragon. In those days, it was open to the traffic, your big trucks and all that stuff went through there. And we had a hell of a good time. Of course, that Yamaha was built for one thing, go really fast. And it was a crotch rocket of its day. And yeah, we did that way back in the 67, I believe, or 68. I did a lot of things in 68. I went to the Golden Gate Park in San Francisco and Haight Ashbury. And I went and sat in concert. There was a new boy in town. He had big lips and he had a great guitar player, Keith Richards. He was just Keith was a young, handsome boy. Didn't have a wrinkle in his head. But I went there for Janis Joplin. He just happened to be one of the many bands that was in the park that day. It was a huge concert going on in the Golden Gate Park. But I was a fan of Janis Joplin, Big Brother and the Holding Company. We went over there, man. We grooved out. Oh, what a great time we had! That was in '68. Yeah, we were involved in the early lunar days. When we first made the first trip to the moon in '69. And everybody, I'm telling you, if you could get to a monitor so you could watch that event, it was breathtaking. There was some beautiful times back in them days. A lot of young musicians, a lot of the English uh, bands were coming over. The Beatles already got here, and you had so many of European entertainers coming over, and like America had our arms open wide. We wanted the more that came, the more we liked it. Oh, I remember the Suzuki Rotary. Oh, heck yeah. So a guy buys a brand new one. His name is Chris Jensen, a friend of mine. And he said he let me know that he's got this new rotary Suzuki, and so I we go over there and we had a few beers. And he said, "Come on, I got to show you this bike." We done had a few beers, and he went out there and wing wing. It turned. It's got like a whizzing sound to it. It's a rotary engine, and he took off down the street, and it was about 2 city blocks, but then it bared around to the left, and he lost it right there and hit the curb and crashed. 'Cause see, that damn thing produced so much, speed. I mean, it really wound up there, and he crashed and skinned his brand new bike up. Some demonstration. No, Cam, that's the thing about the past. You can never recapture those, but for us that's still here that has the memory of those beautiful days, they were fantastic for us because the people that was born the after the millennium, they have no clue what it was like to have that much excitement over music. Yeah, the rapping thing had not taken place, and I think I'm saying this, and it maybe make me sound a little prejudiced, but I think the rapping or some of the rapping music sort of deteriorated music for a lot of people. That's like boxing. Back when we come up, a man would get in the ring for 3 rounds in any little small town. You had these fights. They'd set up a ring, and we couldn't wait. My brother, he put on the gloves. I put on the gloves. We get in, and we'd pound on people for 3 rounds, and we'd have the traveling. I don't remember what that was called. It was amateur boxing, um, but people just love that. Getting in the ring and going 3 rounds with somebody you don't even know. but, but I mean that was that period of time. And then we loved boxing so much in the 50s when TVs wasn't readily available. We had a furniture store called Bill Billingsley's Furniture, and every Friday night he turned the television towards the street. It was in the showcase in a window there, and all the miners would gather up on Friday night. It was called Gillette's Cavalcade of Sports, Gillette Razor Company, back when men used to shave. And they would have that boxing. Kid Gavilan and Bobo Oates and the fighters of the 50s would be there. And them old coal miners would be going, shadow boxing, we I was a little old kid. I was standing up about hip high in my head about where their hips were, and boy, they were oh. So then it was a sort of a gladiator sort of a thing, and then along come a guy like Muhammad Ali. Before that, it's Cassius Clay, and after he got the religion there, he was Muhammad Ali, and he was the best. He was good. I mean, you can't fault him for that. But then he helped to bring boxing down, in my opinion, of when he went to doing clown shows, playing ropey dope and those kind of things. I never was a fan of none of that clown crap. You got in there and you knocked them out in one blow if you could. That playing with them, tapping them, and get over in the corner and let them beat on you and beat on. Then you come out and hit them and knock them out. It was just all a show. And racing, I've been in NASCAR racing for over 60 years, and I love NASCAR racing. However, it has deteriorated over the years when they started letting them run in long trains, and you'd have a guy like Bill Elliott or some guy like Earnhardt would ride in the back, and then in the last 10 rounds, they would charge their way to the front, knocking people off the track, power their way to the front, and win the race. Now they got them where they run 42 cars, and they're all within 3 seconds of each other from the front to the back after many, many laps on the track now. You don't get them all strung out where they're all running in one string. To me, I like the new exciting way they're doing stuff, but it ain't for everybody. They want to go back, they want to go back to the days when the drivers put tape on the steering wheel and tape on the roll bar and put a single strap around your belly, to hold you in. Even Earnhardt, he didn't like no neck restraints or nothing like that, and you see it killed him. Oh, I've been over one time. I was babysitting a relative's little boy, and I've been over. He had rolled something over by the door, When I've been over to pick it up, the people came in and that big old oak door he had hit me in the forehead there and it knocked me the hell out. Boom. Oh. Yeah. I spent for the company, the Boeing Aircraft Company, I spent 5 years as a welder. That's back when I was a working grad. And welders like to drink, and we'd leave work on, Friday. We'd go over to, the Algona Tavern, that was our watering hole, and we'd get off at 3:30, and by 7:30, you'd if you hadn't knocked out at least 2 people in that period of time, you wasn't drinking enough. Yeah, drinking and fighting, man. I'm, almost 6'2" now. I'm shrinking down. I'm going down smaller. But, when I was young, I was filled out and I was really strong, and there was always somebody at the bar who wanted to knock me out, and, that was the hazards of your youth, and, of course, we raised up with that kinda stuff. When I got out to the West, they didn't know the kind of lifestyle we had living here in the Southeast. In a coal mining, you look at Connie, my sister right there, even up in her age now, she could probably whoop a lot of men. Not all at one time, but she just was always learned to fight. She knows about fighting because you had to fight to survive when you was young. That was a way of life. When you're in a coal mining camp, it's the survival of the fittest. And I'm 85, so nobody got me. We had a neighbor, Mr. Gibson, and he was the shortest man. He had a little bit of Scottish blood in him, and he was the shortest man in our community, a balding guy. But I'm gonna tell you, you talking about fighting. Where I lived, almost all European, Wales and Scotland and Ireland. That made up the majority of the people in the community. And they ain't nothing they like better than fighting, drinking and fighting. They even fought one another. I mean, if you got on a dull night, there'd be a throwdown. See who would be best. Which one of your buddies better? I mean, I'm not advocating violence or nothing like that, but it was just a different period of time. Oh, Cam, I'm so happy, and I'm hoping the violence that we're spewing here tonight or this morning didn't encourage you to leave, buddy. I'm hoping you have yourself a really good day, and if you ever see us on the air, come and join us. We'll find some way to make you happy. I'm gonna see if I can get my little dog. Hang on. He, he laying right next to me. He's right at my feet. Hey, how you doing, little buddy? You gotta say hello to all those wonderful people out there. Hello. I love this little guy. He has such passion for me. He'll lay right here and he knows everything I'm gonna do. He likes to ride on the Harley. Don't you, buddy? You like that Harley, don't you? And when I go over there, and if I go to get his the harness for me to put on, I wear a chest harness. But you just come and go as you see there, Sterling. Sometimes we get along rambling, but just you always got a welcome spot here on this network. Yeah, that's the way it was expected. Your brothers taught you how to defend yourself, and that's just the way it was. They wasn't no shame and none of that because that's all we ever knew was violence. It's all part of the blood. Then when our generation come along, like my sister and I, not only do we have Irish blood in us and other European mixtures, but we also got Indian. My grandmother was an Indian. My mother was part Indian. So we have in our DNA mixture of bloods that have always had to struggle to survive. And they did quite well. Let me put you back down, little buddy. He was see, look at he's really warm. You ready to get back down? Here we go, buddy. Here we go. He went over and curled back down on his little spot. I love the way he flops down. Now, if anybody is in here and then I leave anybody out, feel free to just pop right in and tell us about what's important in your life at this moment. I have found over in my lifetime what is really important to you today may not be as important in the future. Yeah, it may not have the same level of importance. That's the way it's always been in my lifetime. Give it enough time and everything will blend out for it to be on an even keel. Let's give everybody a big hand in here. All right. All right. There's one over there asleep right over there. Here, this will wake him up. There you go. When I see when I see Sterling start to doze off. Oh yeah. Also, things slows down too as you get older. But I mean, you it slows down more ways than one. The urgency is up. Everything slows down. Oh, just take it easy. It's going to be all right, and it always is. You know, you panic when you're young. You remember the first baby we had. Oh, all that running around, making sure we get down to the hospital and all. When I was born in 1940, before my daddy went to work, he went over and got his sister, which lived right real close to us, to come over and be with mother while he was going to work. And then I showed up. I was my mother's biggest baby, 9 pounds and 14 ounces. And they took this big old wad of meat and laid it up on mom's stomach. And then they had to do the cutting of the cord. And my aunt was a little bit squeamish. And I was the number three kid. And they tied the strings on the cord. And my mother said, "Oh, give me the scissors." You would have to know my mother. She was gun ho. She cut that thing. Uh, 234 miles to go. Man, I used to love I had a co-driver with me for a couple of years, and my co-driver was a retired Army nurse that worked at the veteran hospital. And when she retired from the government, she wanted to be a truck driver, so she went to driving school and got herself a CDL, and they put her with me. And her and I, we ran from Alabama to California to Sylmar, California. We had a dedicated run from Pinson, Alabama to Sylmar, California. Sylmar's where 405 merges in with 5, right at the top, right up above Los Angeles. There's a big factory there that makes lithium batteries, and we haul components from Pinson, Alabama. Hey, quick shoe. I hope you brought a cup of coffee for me. I'm getting thirsty. Yeah, so we had that dedicated run, and she loved it. She worked all of her life on night shift. And she said, I'll do the night running if you'll do the day running. So I'd pull two shifts, you 5 on and 5 off, 5 on and 5 off. I'd pull a double shift, and then I would get back there, and boy, I mean, she just was such a good driver. Well, I mean, what was good about her, she was inexperienced, but she's learning. But what was good about her, she loved the night, and she never went to sleep, and she did never get drowsy. They gave me an older gentleman one time, and we was up in Kentucky, and it was my time to be in the sleeper. We'd been up in Illinois, and we'd worked our way back down to Kentucky. So I was up in the sleeper there, and then I felt the sleeper rocking around, and it was tossing me all the way up into the ceiling. And I said, "Oh hell, we're fixing to die." So I pulled the curtain back and looked out, and we was off the road. And he was just that truck was it was an old Freightliner, and it was bouncing and jumping, and but he got it stopped. And he said, "Oh man, that hadn't happened to me." He said, "I went to sleep." And I went, "Whoa, well, it's going to happen. It will happen to you." Well, he got him some coffee, and off we go again. We didn't go 30 miles. He was already plowing the field again. I go, "Buddy," he said, "I'm sorry. I think it's the medicine I'm taking or something other." So I got up and finished the rest of the shift driving, got us down to Alabama. And when I went into dispatch, I go, "Well, that was my last trip with him." I didn't go into great details. Oh, he was a smoker, and there was a no smoking policy in the company when you're running team, but he had cracked the window and let the smoke supposedly go out. Um, so that was the excuse I gave him, but I was scared to death of him. I thought he was going to kill us. I hope everything is good with you, Quick Shoe. We used to have we used to have a coffee pot in our organization, and other people would stop by, and we had a little. I had them to make it over in the carpenter shop. They put together a cat, and you the cat was there, and the sign above the cat said, for coffee money, put some money in here for the put money in the cat, for the coffee. Um, a donation help pay for the coffee. And what you done is you push the head down, the tail came up, and you shoved the money in its butt. And then when you're The money would go in there, and that was called the kitty for the coffee. Yeah, you push everybody. They actually people would be putting more dollars in there because it was a novelty of shoving the head down and shoving a dollar bill in the cat's ass, and then raise the uh, yeah, put a little money in the kitty. That little dog, I got the overhead light on. As you can see, it's lit up, lights the flag up, and it bothers his little eyes. And he went over and got behind the chair in that little dark spot. Oh, sunrise. Yeah, it should be coming up here. Let me see what time is our sunrise here. It's still pretty dark out there. Uh, Let me hit this right here. Okay. What time does the sun come up? It usually tells you right here. Okay, it looks like well, sunrise 5:46. So we're 46 minutes away from the sunrise. Now less than that, 40 minutes away. Our moon is in a waning gibbous state. Oh man, a lot of humidity. Woo. And it ain't gonna get no better today. We had a little rain yesterday, and anytime you get rain, what it says for the day, humidity is going to be the same as tomorrow. Right now, currently, the humidity right now at this very moment is 99%. Let me just show you right here. Hang on. Let me do this for you. 72 degrees and 99% humidity. That that is a lot of humidity. In fact, I went out and took a picture of the sunrise, and you could see the humidity in the air. It was so thick. I didn't shoot a flash. I just that sun between you and the humidity just amplified it where you could see it was hanging in the air like fog. It was so thick. And that was only at 94%. This is at 99%. I'm sitting here right now and there's moisture on my skin. And I've got the air conditioner set over there at 77 degrees and the fan running. Yeah, there's some high humidity this morning. Yeah, we're going to be in the 90s again today. When we was riding yesterday, when we went by the bank, it was 96 degrees. So I was sitting over there in that parking lot, two different parking lots, out there on that bike with my helmet on and everything, and it was in the 96-degree range. Oh, hot. I met Angelique when she was 5 years old, and I married for my fifth wife a woman that was raising her grandchild. You know how families are. Her daughter mismanaged, got pregnant, couldn't financially take care of it, so she was raising Angelique, her grandchild, and she's been with me for over 35 years. She's 40, going on 41 now, and we're like really good friends. She's never called me daddy. She's got her own father, and she went to stay with her dad when she was 17 years old, and that didn't work out. She really wanted to make a connection with her father, but her father had absolutely no love or passion for her, and so she came back home. She was only out there for 3 months when she was 17, and she's always lived here. I inherited her. My wife died a couple of years ago, and she wasn't just thrown out the minute her mom died. She's a part of our life. A good part, I gotta say. She's a good human being. We have a lot of fun. We behave like two adults. We don't. I don't treat her like a child. Um, I give her all the respect that of a woman, and she had none of that with her mom. Her mom took care of her. Grandmother always made all the decisions for her. Now she's learned how to cook. She's learned how to do loads of washing. She's learned how to be a woman. Um, but she didn't get that one mama's life because she didn't want her in the kitchen because she didn't want her to get burned or she did not want to have to fool with answering questions. My wife was very efficient when it come to cooking. She didn't even want me in the kitchen. I didn't mess around, but I do all the me and her, we do all the cooking now. And we enjoy cooking. Um, we really do enjoy cooking, and what you see of her, that's the way she is in public. We don't have no phony, she puts on an act for the camera. Hell no, that's that's just her. Now I've got her a setup over here. Let me see if I can. Well, it's all wrapped up. I can't get to it. She's got her own microphone and everything over here, and I bought it. I bought this whole setup here so that she would be able to. Oh, I see what's wrong. Now, come on over here. Come on over here. I see she would be able to put her little headphones on and do her thing and come and join. Sometimes she does come in and sit down with us and talk. And uh, well, I'm going to say, don't feel bad, Sterling, if you was thinking that there was more to our relationship than just what it is. Um, we've always We've always had that, communication between her and I. She loves everything that I do. I'm her hero. I mean, really, she'll tell you because she never has felt like she's gonna be ever thrown out, discarded. What a horrible feeling that'd have to be, of having a feeling of being discarded. I will. We're gonna go for a ride today. Um, we we're always, got something going on, and she likes it, when we stop somewhere. A lot of times people gather around. A lot of people like Old Mac, they don't particularly like me, they like the motorcycle, and once they find out I'm an old duffer, they go, "Hell, that old man's 85 years old, look at him." I wasn't saying that about being her hero, patting myself on the back. Um, she knows the stability that she has here in this household. My relatives, most of them really care for her, not all of them, but there's a certain amount of jealousy, I'm sure, amongst, some of them, but she loves every one of them. She loves everybody. If she was on right here, she would say without any hesitation how much she loved Sterling Wheel. She told Dave she really loved him. She said, "After this old bastard croaks, can I come and stay with you in Australia?" She don't think of me as an old bastard, but it was a comical moment. Yeah, she said, "Yeah, I wanna go stay with Dave." She ain't like a boll weevil looking for a home, but and she'll be left everything. I don't have nothing. I'm just an old poor white boy sitting all up here in Alabama in a little mud hut. Uh, she's been put in a very terrible position. She tended to her mother for 5 years until her grandmother, until she died. And now she's facing the reality of my demise. It ain't a pretty picture. She has to wear that every day and still smile, knowing that I'm going to expire. That's got to be terrorizing. I'm hoping that she will land good on her feet where she has her independence and not get with somebody that's mean to her. Life is a strange thing. I just lost one of my stepchildren this last week, and he was a good human being. He lived to be 63 years of age. I'm sorry about your mom's. Robin? Oh, yeah, there we have a special kind of love between her and I. I'm an authoritarian, uh, and that's just the way I have always been. I won't deny that. And she loves the authority. She loves the I tell her we're gonna do something. They ain't no damn changing my mind. It's gonna be done just that way. Um, that's the worst thing you could do for anybody, any kid or maybe an employee. If you got people working for you, you set down examples and you say this is how it's going to be. He had a heart attack, Connie. He 2 weeks ago he had chest pains, and he said, "I think I need to go up to the clinic." And he went up there. They said, "Oh, you got." We checked him, and they cut a they went up through his artery on his leg and in his groin, and went up there and they found blockage. So they immediately put a stent in, and boy, he said he had never felt so good. He was coming around, things was really fine. He felt better than he had felt in a long time, and he died. So yeah, I have a lot of really fun memories of us being in the desert together when we was four wheeling, and he loved all that exciting stuff. Yes, I don't know. He had a sudden heart attack. And he was already home and everything. He was really the family was like, well, it's just a procedure. A lot of people gets a stent, but it didn't work out for him. Oh, when you get up in the older age, you really, that saying, pardon is such sweet sorrow. But after a while, you become hardened to the pardon, the pardon part. So you say goodbye to so many people. When Ruth went, when her time was up, I was in there with her, me and Angelique, and I was on the phone with my sister Joyce. I hope you are feeling good too, Sterling. Well, I was in there with my wife, and her time was near. They had given her medication called end of days. You got a little eyedropper, and you put it under the tongue, and so we gave her the little dose that we was there was a time schedule when it had to happen, and she looked up at me, and I looked right at her. We'd been together 33 years, and so I tell Angelique, I said, "You might ought to go in there and let me have a private moment with mom." She said, "Oh, okay." So she leaves. I was talking to my sister on the phone, and then when she took her last breath, um, I closed her eyes. She left this earth knowing somebody loved her. I hope they can say that about me. So, yeah, you get kind of hardened to saying goodbye because it's a natural process. I went to, when I was young, I went to a military academy, and I've had some really great friends, and I was there until 1956, and, as you know, within 4 years, there was trouble brewing in Southeast Asia, and I got the roster with everybody in my, uh, period of time that I was at the academy, almost to a man that was killed. People that I had built up really good friendships with. They didn't survive Vietnam. Of all my sons, they all had to go and do combat in various places in the world. My children got full retirements. They put in 20 plus years. Not all of them. It's really tough. But hey, the weekend is for the living. And sorry we got off on that particular topic, but the weekend is for fun. All my working life. Hey, Robert. It's really tough. Those final goodbyes. I had a friend, me and him was buddies for 25 years. So I'll go over there. I'd already arranged for his funeral. I mentioned about this earlier. And I go over there, and in his room, he was on the third floor at the hospital. And he says, "What time does it say on that clock over there?" And I told him what the time was. He said, I haven't been able to see the numbers on that clock for a couple of days. He said, "It's sort of like my vision's getting dim." And he needed to get off his bed to get down on a little potty chair. So when I got him down and I arranged him to hold him so he could get down on the potty chair, he upchucked. Oh, and it was awesome. It was horrible. All them chemicals in him. And so I got him back up and got him back on the bed. And he looked out there and he said, "Oh my God, I can see the clock." And he told me what time he was looking at the clock. Then he closed his eyes and died. But he was happy for the last moment in his life. Can't ask for more than that, is to die happy. That's the sad part about it. I don't have a lot of friends older than me. That's the sad part. I will be a friend in need for those that needs an older friend. Let me be that old friend. I love it. If I can offer you any kind of comfort by knowing things from the past, we live for that moment. Older people love the past. They ain't too fond of the future. You know, there's a song by a really good writer. He wrote a song about, and one of the lyrics was, "There's no future looking back." If you're constantly looking over your shoulder, looking back, the future is that away. It's not that away. Now, when you get up to my age bracket, you don't look too far ahead. You're optimistic about things are going to be better, political situations, financial situations, lifestyle situations. You're always optimistic. Things are always going to get better. It always has. And my whole entire lifetime, some of the darkest moments of our life, it always got better. And that is in store for you, Sterling. It will get better. Believe me, you're gonna look back on it and you go, "Man, I was having some struggles back in '25, but all that shit's behind me now. I got the world by the tail." Yeah, this weekend, if you ain't working like Sterling, he's working. If you're not working, even if you're working, I'm gonna tell you what, I was down there at Panama City, and I found me a place I was going to deliver. I had a 45-foot flatbed I was pulling, 45 or 47 foot, I can't remember. It had a spread axle on the back. It wasn't a 53 foot. It wasn't a skateboard, one of them arched up in the middle. It was an old fashioned, I think 45 footer, 47 foot maybe. And I'd pull down there. I had a big electric motor on it, and I found this place. I got there in the dark. I needed to get off because of my logbook, and I go to sleep, and I wake up and I hear this beautiful sound, and it was the ocean. I was parked right near the ocean, and the waves were coming in. The tide had came in. That was the most beautiful, tranquil moment of that sea breeze. I had my windows open. You got in your condo sleeper, you got windows up there, and I had everything opened up. Oh my God, that was beautiful. I went to sleep at Waterflow, New Mexico. When I woke up in Waterflow, New Mexico, I was at one of the America's largest pits. There's a steam plant there in Waterflow, New Mexico. And I hauled a load of electronic equipment out to Waterflow to that steam plant. But I'd slept out there by this big area where there's strip coal mining. And it was beautiful early in the morning to see all them layers, all the roads going down, leading down into the bottom of that pit. I have wakened up in so many places. I woke up in Altima, New York. The birds were singing. God was kind to me that day. I woke up on the Continental Divide. I woke up and it's so damn cold because in Colorado, where I believe I was in Colorado, or maybe it was Wyoming. There was no engine idling policy. Whoa, I got cold. I had every sleeping bag and everything going for me. I got cold. I woke up in Evelyn, Minnesota, 33 below zero. I was so cold, the engine was putting no heat out. It had a Caterpillar engine, C10 or whatever they call them things. A big old engine. It had no heat on the motor. I had It was a computer controlled cat engine, so the shutters are closed, and it was trying to give me some heat, but at 33 below zero, there was no heat coming off there in Evelyn, Minnesota. Yeah, if you ever wake up, it's 33 degrees, and you begin to frost around the edges, you go, "Whoa, I better find me some heat." You have done well, Sterling. You're such a magician that you painted such a rosy picture. This facade that you live on, this mural that you painted of your lifestyle, was envious by so many, not knowing the pain and the suffering behind the facade. It was a mastery of your use of your ingenuity to mask the pain and the suffering. You did quite a good job of it, because most people that was talking to you never knew you was having any kind of issue. Yeah, yeah, we got the rain doesn't get here. If I can get back on the time. The rain don't get here until, well, there it is. I mean, I won't tell you, it's just gonna be sultry hot all day long. Um, but it's just gonna be cloudy. That's reaching 99% humidity. I don't know what it is now. Let me go down there and take a look. It's still sitting right there at 99%. It is sultry. Oh man, there's so much. I just saw a little Brainy. I saw Brainy just a while ago. I went over on YouTube and as I was scanning down through there, so I got some things to look. Oh, well, I'll tell you, I enjoy following them two people. They're just two loving human beings. I love that too. They have so much to give to everybody. The work they do in behalf of the forgotten angels. I mean, every video that Keyfob puts out, he always makes sure that there's a plug for the Forgotten Angels. Taking some Tylenol. Well, well, what is it like? 3:30 at your where you're at, or is it 4:30? You got plenty of time. This is the best time for sleeping. I've got some of my better sleep early in the morning before just before daylight. Yeah, it's getting about time where you might be able to see Motorbomb Virginia might start up here. This is he's got to work today. This is still a working day for Motorbomb. And sick, he might have entertained all night last night. Yeah. So you begin. Oh, so you're not too far on time zone. Um, hey, have a great day, Quick Shoe. And I really mean that. And I'm gonna tell you, in your quest to have a good day today, you make somebody else have a good day by your presentation, by Your presence. Find some happiness. Yeah, we were going to go up to the farmer's market today and get some vegetables. Um, we really like to do that. Saturday is the best time. All your farmers come in and they'll have everything, all your fresh vegetables out there. And we like to buy local vegetables. There's a guy, an older man. For years, he had his vegetable stand over in Walker County, and I'd pull in there, and I love to talk to the old guy, and knowing them hands that was putting the stuff in the bag for me was the same hands that gathered that fruits and vegetables that he was selling that day. Hard-working human being. He's gone now. We have a farmer's market in the city of Coleman. Now, we went up last weekend, and I think we bought honey, and we bought blueberries, fresh picked blueberries. We love blueberry pancakes. We bought, there's quite a few things, but her and I both like to go up to the market and just prowl, around. They have a machine that shells the peas, and if you want like 2 or 3 pounds of purple hull peas, they'll throw them over in the sheller thing, and it takes the hulls away, and then you get this sack full of peas that you can go home and break them up in serving and freeze them, put them in water and freeze them, and they'll stay fresh all year long. We pack peppers. We take habanero peppers, pick them, leave the stems, everything on them, and put them in the oven. We put them on parchment paper. We put them on a baking sheet, and we set the oven at about 150 degrees or 175 degrees. And in 2 or 3 hours, a couple of hours at least, they will become all the moisture will be gone. And if you touch one of them, it'll crumble. One of the habaneros, they look like little orange lanterns. And then what we do in the last hour that they're drying out, we put our fruit jars, take the lids off, put them in the oven, and when it comes time, when the habaneros get just the right amount of dryness, like parchment paper, we'll take and pack that jar full and then put a lid on it, one of those ball lids. And when that lid sucks down in a couple hours, when that thing cools off, a year from that moment that you put them in over there, when you pop the top on that lid, you had better stand back. The fumes are going to be breathtaking. That capsaicin gas escapes out of the habaneros as they crack, as the skin gets dry and crack. Now, if you get them in the jar, they'll crack while they're in the jar, and it just fills that little fruit jar. We put them in pint-sized jars, and woo, potent. You take a pot of chili and you crumble up a couple of habaneros and throw them in there, seeds and all. Pull the stem out. That's You've got yourself a pot of hot chili. Don't come up in here talking about you eat some hot Hormel chili. You ain't eating no hot chili until you put habaneros in it. I don't say put so much pepper in there that it's gonna take away from the flavor, but put at least enough of pepper in there so you know you're eating hot chili. If you want your chili to be mild, don't put the habaneros in it or jalapenos if you like jalapenos. I really we take jalapenos and we take the end of it out and we stuff it full of crab meat or blue cheese or whatever kind of stuff. We stuff them and then we wrap them in bacon and stick a toothpick to hold the bacon in place. And then we roast them in the oven till the bacon is done. Oh, you talking about good. That is some good eating right there. If you like to watch football, you get a platter, say a dozen of them on a platter, and you watching that game and munching down on them and maybe having a cold, refreshing beverage. Pretty doggone good. We put a lot of cumin. We do a lot of we. In fact, I'm gonna have a burrito this morning for breakfast. She bought some new spinach tortillas that has spinach and something else in them. They're greenish in color. We've been having the tomato basil um, tortillas. They make really good enchiladas, or they make really good burritos. She makes a really good burrito. She'll take and cook her eggs and the hash browns and cheeses and all that stuff. She put it all together, and then she puts the mixture on the tortilla, and then she folds it over and rolls it, and then she puts it back in the hot skillet and fries it on all sides till it's golden brown. Oh my gosh, that is good eating. She likes to stuff them. We use those potato O'Brien, they call them. They're little diced up hash browns O'Brien. They got bell peppers and a couple of other things in them. And we've also been buying this ghost pepper cheese. It's, it's a little bag. It's not you don't get a whole lot of it, but it does have a great flavor. I like, take a brat and, heat that brats up in the air fryer, and then fill the trough of your hot dog bun, fill full of that habanero ghost pepper cheese, and throw that hot brats over in there. Oh, man. Yeah, hot pepper mozzarella, ghost pepper. We've got we have a seasoning we use in there. It's jalapeno and some kind of cheese. I cannot remember what cheese it is. Oh, maybe it's cheddar. Jalapeno cheddar or jalapeno garlic flavor. It's really good. I put them on chicken wings, and then we'll take a pan and we'll use like a dry rub and put them in there, and they come out, and that skin sears down around that wing, and all that flavor. Oh, that is so good. Yeah, there's a lot of pleasure in eating. At least I find I enjoy it, and I'm a fat as a pig. That's slapping the old fat right there. I just heard a Harley go by. Hey, kitty. Oh, okay. I'm glad you come and joined us, kitty. We got Sterling in here, and we got Robin and Quick Shoe. He had to depart. Um, Connie is in here. We got a we got a little crew in here. We did have Tony from Australia and Kym from England. Well, we're just kind of getting everybody ready for the weekend. That's what I lived for when I was young. Is always it was about the weekend. It was always about the weekend. Oh, the whole family loved the weekend. We put in a lot of hours on some of the projects we had. One time we worked on a project for Hanford, no, not Hanford, for Oak Ridge, Tennessee, the atomic energy place. We put in a project. We worked 9 straight months without a day off, not a day off. We're going to make it rain all up in here. Got your old Mac money right there, buddy. Yep. And my grandpappy kept telling me the South's going to rise again. And I got the $3 bill to prove it. I wrote the guy that printed my money, I wrote him a song. He done such a great job. And he wrote me back a nice letter. He said of all the customers he had, he never had one to write him a song. uh, well, you meet all kinds of people, I guess, in business. I remember one time we got a new laser printer and it was government issued for our projects. And I run a $20 bill in there and it reproduced that $20 bill so perfect. I go, oh my God. It was just unbelievable how, of course, it wasn't the right paper and it wouldn't take you but a second to look at and see that it was a counterfeit because all the numbers would be the same. And so I had a few of them and I would give the kids, I go, hey, this is for doing the yard, and they go, and they did it for a while. They would take the phony money and then pretty soon they got wise. They wasn't allowed to go spend it because they was too little. They wasn't young enough and they wasn't old enough to go out on their own. But all you need to do is send me your home address. Anybody that wants Mac money, you have to. I can't send it through the email. It has to be a real mail address. I've got a bunch of envelopes over there. I usually mail out 2 or 3 envelopes a week. it's odd how I sent out 12 in the first batch, 12 envelopes with Mac money in it, and it took some people over a week in the States to get their money, and I don't know if 2-4 ever did get his money. I sent his up to Nova Scotia. I don't know if he ever got it or not. I was hoping he'd come join me this morning and find out if he got his money. Oh, I know, my buddy, he's always had a PO box, and eventually it caught up with him, and he ended up getting him a new home address. And he said he wished he had done it years ago, but he just always kept that one address. Yeah, you might ask him, did he get his Mac money? I don't think I registered. I might have registered here his because it went out of the country. But stateside, I don't register. But like in Australia, I sent Dave some money, and I had to register it. When he gets back on his ride, he'll get it because it should be there by the time he gets back. What I do is when I'm on the Harley, I've got a little 3 little pouches up in by the windshield, sunglass cases, that you can put a pair of sunglasses in there or whatever, documents, and I open them up and I put Mac money in there, so when I'm in the parking lot, if somebody comes over and wants to talk a little bit about a bike or anything, I usually end up giving them Mac money. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. Well, it happens here too. It used to happen quite a bit. There is Brainy right there. I saw you earlier when I picked my phone up and I saw you appeared in a little short. Might have been something you done yesterday, but I did see you this morning. Yeah, yeah, you folks. It took a little while for it to get there, but yeah, one of the first ones to get it was Rob's neighbor. He he got his money within 2 days, and that was one of the quickest. Check it out, Brainy. If it'll focus, come on. It ain't gonna focus. Well, then this ain't gonna focus. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, that's a little cardinal. My wife made these things. She made Christmas ornaments. She made them in great detail. She was an artist. She made a lot of those. Yeah, she made all kinds of things like that. She was a painter. She liked to paint. Yeah, we got so many here. I put the feed on the rail out there during the day for the birds, and the mama raccoons, they'll come up and they'll eat during the day. The males don't ever come out during the day. Rarely do they ever. She was, I got a crystal out there hanging on the mirror. She made these dream weavers, dream catchers, dream catchers. And she liked stones and crystals. She had a good collection of turquoise rings and earrings and brooches and a lot of turquoise. I had a jeweler to make a little cat about this big. It was all completely flexible little cat that was made up of diamonds and emeralds for the eyes. And oh, it was really a beautiful piece. Took the guy quite a while. We got together on how to make it, how I wanted it to look. She loved it. She always wore it on her blouse, a little cat. She brought an element of magic to our relationship. She knew how to calm the savage beast in me. Yeah, she was a good song. Well, I hear the old train whistle, train bell. Mhm. Well, it worked out for 33 years. She used to take her own vacation. Her and Angelique, they would go on their vacation, and I'd go on mine. I'd be gone a month. I'd take off and travel with my drone. I bought a new Mustang GT, and I loaded that drone in that Mustang GT, and I would go off somewhere and fly it was a big 6 motor drone, 3 foot across. It was fairly large, 3 foot. And I really enjoyed doing that. Me and the dog, me and Theo, we put 40,000 miles on that Mustang just going and playing. Yeah, Florida is like a tropical paradise. You got all kinds of beautiful tropical birds. Rainy, it's sure good seeing you here this morning. Well, it's been a really good morning. We got Sterling Wheel out there, and we've had quite a few people in and out this morning. Quick shoe, um, for early Saturday morning. I woke up and it was really hot over. I didn't have the air turned on, and the humidity went up to 99%, and I was just sweating. And when I got up, I go, "Well, I'm wide awake." So I said, "Why not get back on the morning show, do a little bit of a, try to find a spot where there's not somebody else doing their show and get in and say good morning to all the fine people out there." Oh yeah, Robin. I really missed. Some I've had people send me a little text message. They go, "Old Mac, we really miss you and I wish you'd come back." Well, it's a two-way street. I missed you guys as well. I just couldn't get back because I didn't have any internet. I had the phone, but see, there's not enough of. I'm going to show you. I don't have any signal on my phone. There's I've got signal now because I got Wi-Fi, but I'm going to try to show you over here. I got two bars. You see right there. Whoop. Man. I got two bars, but I got Wi-Fi now. But the two bars is AT&T. As you can see, I don't have any signal here at all. And so you cannot operate live with two bars. You got to have enough of upload speed on when you're going live. Yeah. I don't have any coffee. I don't dare call in there and wake her up. She's like a grumpy bear. I mean, let's see her reaction. Let's just see it. I bet you, watch this. I'm going to guarantee you she's got the phone turned off.
Hey, it's Angelique. Sorry I missed your call. I'll call you back when I can. Thanks. Bye. At the tone, please record your message.
I knew she wouldn't answer because she's like me. I turn my phone off every night. I don't want to ever wake up during the night with the phone ringing. Because at my age, when you wake up and the phone's ringing, that means there's some kind of a problem and it needs to be solved. Oh yeah, here's what I do. When I upload a little short, which is only 1 minute long, I walk out of here and I walk over by my tower. I've got a big tall tower way up in the sky. And over in that area, there's enough of signal. I get 3 bars and I can upload a short in about 30 minutes. It takes 30 minutes for one little 1 minute short from here at my place, 30 minutes. I can get in on the bike or the truck and I can ride just 4 miles over here. And as soon as I push the upload, it's gone. It's uploaded because I have full access, full AT&T signal over there. There's a 790-foot ridge between me and the tower, and I can't get any signal off the tower. And she's probably, I don't know, she came in a while ago. I didn't even speak to her. I was busy talking, but she came in and brought the dog in because I'd shut the door. I'd shut the door, and normally I leave that door open, and the dog can come through the utility room, through the bathroom, and come over here where I'm at. And if it hears my voice, it's going to come in here where I'm at because I'm where it's happening. See, right behind me, I got all the doggy treats. They love them sausages, or what are they called? Pupperoni. Um, they just love 'em. The little dog, I break up little pieces. He's 14 years old, and I break them up in smaller pieces. Oh, kitty, that'd be the. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna tell you, there's been some strange things happen here. I was sitting here, not doing anything, and all of a sudden I heard Angelique coming down the hallway. And when she come around the corner, she looked back, and there was a man behind her. I go, "Oh my god," and it was Key Fob. He had rode his Harley all the way from nearly Savannah, Georgia, over here in the 40-degree weather, and he was cold. Oh, man, was he ever cold. And came in and visited me, and we had coffee together. We had a good time, we did. We went up to Coleman and had lunch, and then he went his way, and I went this way. Man, he kept telling me he was sending me a package, it was gonna be delivered, and I said, "Well, UPS and FedEx, neither one of them has ever been able to get to my house. They just can't do it." Even though the post out there is marked, my address has got an American flag up above the top of the post. It's got in big gold letters my address. But see, they follow GPS. My mailbox is on the other side of the street, and they always go to the house across the road, and they leave packages on their front porch. And it ain't my house, it's somebody else's. It's my neighbor. And then sometimes they'll walk across the road and bring it over to me, and I can call and say, "You left it at the wrong house." They said, "No, we left it at the right house." They left it where the GPS said it was at, because GPS shows my house to be over there, but it's not. I'm 200 feet down off the road on a dirt road coming into my house. So, yeah, keep, he reason he knew that he was going to, make sure that package got here, because he brought it in person. He took me by such a surprise. I was just like, I was lost for words. It was pleasant. It was, well, I didn't have the house dusted. I don't even think I had my bed made up. Uh, what he saw was probably that's why Old Mac lives. Well, I live in the country. I've got on the floor, there's a little rug where I'm sitting here, and it's usually filled full of pine needles and whatever I track in from the back door. Even though I got a rug out there in the back, it gets tracked in. I got bamboo, and bamboo will stick to the bottom of your shoes. The leaves will. And then I can look from where I'm sitting right now. I see 3 bamboo leaves that got tracked in either by me or the dog. Yeah, I like siete. I like the fact that you've got your animals numbered. I recognize that right off the bat, and that is pretty cool. Uno, dos, tres, cuatros. Remember the song? There used to be a song they started off that way. What part of the country do you live in, Kitty? Are you in the southeast, or? I'm sorry about your broken wrist, buddy. Like I told Sterling, it will get better. It always does. Uh, well, I've had some outdoor dogs, but they don't survive here because unless you got them in a pen or something like that, I just hate that. And so my dogs live in the house, um, and you have to be really responsible if you got animals living in your house in the house. And they're well behaved. They don't mess in the house. Rarely do they ever mess in the house. I got to say that because they'll go to the door when they want to go out. My little old dog, he'll go and sit right by the door, and he won't move from that spot till I take him out. Oh, I was just wondering what part of the country you was in, Kitty. What part of are you in the southeast or what region of the country? You know, in the '60s, back in the '60s, we rode a Harley Chopper, and we had a sissy bar back there. Oh, only an hour. We have a Ooh, well, you you ain't gonna make it in time. You'd get here just about time for a spotted tea. We could have a little some crumpets and tea. Oh, I'm glad he's getting better. You have a great day too. I got a feeling you will. You don't have to hear that from me. You will have a great day. No tea for you, huh? Oh my, we was raised on coffee when we was in the 1940s. Most all of your coffee here in the southeast, because of the war effort, most all your coffee had chicory. Chicory is like a root that's added, and it takes on the flavor of coffee, and it adds volume. And so we always drink coffee with chicory, and it would stain your cup black. It was so stout. We drank Louisiana coffee with chicory. Always. The way how my mama made coffee, she had a big iron kettle on the stove, and she'd take the burner off and set the kettle. It was perfectly designed to fit down into the firebox. And she'd set it in there, and when that water started rumbling in that pot, that big iron kettle, cast iron, she'd reach and get a handful of Louisiana coffee, take that lid off and dump it in the top. And it boil and tumble. And when it got when it got done, all the coffee settled to the bottom, and the kettle she had a spout that had a little filter in it. And when she'd pour it, that black coffee would come out of there and it would be steaming hot. Now, when we was going to school as little kids, in the wintertime, my mama, she was Irish Indian. She would make us a hot toddy for our body. She would take coffee and put some whiskey in it and a teaspoon of sugar, and we'd drink down that whiskey and coffee when we were 6 years old to help us fight off the cold. We never did get a bad cold or never did get sick. A toddy for the body. That's just the way we was raised. My mama, she would be rolling out biscuits there, and we'd be a little old boy standing by the coal stove. And she would, when she was rolling out her biscuits, she'd get some of that dough, and she would do it like this. She'd roll it, until she formed a biscuit. Sometimes she'd dabble her hand in a little bit of oil, and she'd roll out that biscuit till it's a pretty good sized biscuit. And then she'd put it on the baking sheet, and she'd roll out another one. And occasionally, she would squeeze off a chunk of that dough and hand it to me, and I would flatten it in my hand and put it on the little door. There's a little flat area on the stove, and I would put it on the stove and turn it over with my fingers, and when that little piece of dough would cook on the top of the stove, then I would eat it. Oh, that was the best eating bread. My mama knew how to make biscuits. Yeah, Irish, people, they tend to like their toddies. Sometimes, when over in the cold afternoon, they would make just hot boiling water and a teaspoon of sugar and some whiskey. Usually it's some kind of a good Southern bourbon, which has a sugar in it as well. Bourbon has a sweet taste, and that'd make you a hot, sweet cup of hot, and it would open your head up, and you never had to worry about your sinuses plugging up, not with a toddy. I feel terrible about asking you what part of our country is from, and I should have known that you was from overseas. We have a lot of people, I meet a lot of people through Motorbomb Virginia on his coffee show and the duct tape community. That's that's a good human being right there. He's a pretty stable guy. You can pretty well count on that. If you need something like an address, he'll pretty well have an address for you because he likes communicating. Well, I think I'll go another 15 minutes. I've been on for 2 hours and 44 minutes, and we'll stay on till I get my 3 hours in and give everybody a chance to say their goodbyes and hellos and all that stuff. Yeah, he's got a nice family. He's got a daughter that loves to raise chickens, and he- they get along really good. I like that. Taking care of family. He's not taking care of her. I mean, they get together and have a really good relationship. Gets to see his grandkids. Yeah, before I go for a ride today, I gotta get in there and get myself showered up. I don't usually ever blow dry my hair, but I'm gonna when I get out, I'm gonna just leave it because it is so hot. If you fluff it up and everything, when you put that helmet on, your head will sweat like you won't believe. It does here in the South. Yeah, both of them guys, Sick and Moto, both they're just good folks. I did a song for Sick yesterday. I think you saw that yesterday, Connie. I I did a song for him, and he really liked it. I've been doing songs for people that haven't requested it either. That I just go through and look at their bio, and then take their own bio and form it into a song, lay it out in verses, and then add my music arrangement to the verses. I kind of look in their bio, and if they're country western folks, I mean, that is so easy to come up with country western. But if they're in like Sick, he's all about the Grateful Dead, and I style the music and everything. I try to style it and something that would be pleasing to the person that's going to be listening to it. It's a fun thing to do. Yeah, Moto when he comes on with the morning coffee show when it shows the chickens out there. That's a song I wrote for him on his opening song for his coffee show, and and it's still going over good. Yeah, I can't believe I don't have a cup of coffee. We talked about this last year. We talked about getting myself a a single serving coffee maker. That I just put that little thing in there and let it and pull the lever and catch myself one single cup of coffee. But I never did do it. I might ought to just really think about doing that today. I see a major recall on air fryers, I believe, over in Europe. A lot of air fryers catching on fire and stuff. And so far, all the ones that they were showing was not my brand. I've got a Genie air fryer, and we use that thing for everything. She even makes cupcakes in it, banana nut cupcakes. Sterling Wheel, and him and Buck Brown and Moto and T-Bone. Um, there are just so many. Quick Shoe, Rob's neighbor, Brown Chicken. Them are just down to the earth, good people. Um, you start naming names, and you're going to leave out some really important people like Toga. Um, there's just so many. It's like the old saying, "Birds of a feather will flock together," and damn if that ain't true. Moto draws those kind of people. I we do like our air fryer, and yeah, we do jalapenos in it. We put them in it. We take yeah, we do that with the bacon, and oh, it works out really good. And I bought Angelique a 40-inch griddle. She makes bacon and sausages and Oh my god, the most perfect pancakes, blueberry pancakes, and I'd be willing to bet you we're gonna have blueberry pancakes this morning and Golden Eagle sopping syrup. Golden Eagle has got a lot of honey in it. It's golden in color. Oh, it is so good. Yeah, I had a she's gone now. I had a sister-in-law that bought an Instapot, and she had that Instapot for 5 or 6 years and never took it out of the box. She ordered it on QVC, whatever, and after she got it, she had this plugged in over there, this plugged in over here. She got the blender over here. She's got the and she realized she did not have any more places. So she just put it on a shelf down under the counter, and that's where it lived for the next 5 years. When she passed on, it was still in the box. The Instapot, she was so convinced that was gonna make her life so much easier. Connie, I'm talking about Joan Turner, my our sister our, sister-in-law. Joan was looking forward to the day that she cooked her first meal in the Instapot. Oh, yeah, QVC network, they had a little bit of something for everybody. It really was really a popular show, and they would bring an item up there, and it would show you how many was sold. We're at 27,761 units sold. We're at 19,300, I go, "Oh my god." It just shows you the power of the media, as far as selling. Oh, and they would just bring an item up, they'd make some biscuits with it, or they would do something with it, and then people would just buy them things. Had to have it. I tell you, one of my best tools in the kitchen, I have what is the name of that thing? Not Popio, it's a slicer. I never can remember the name of that thing. Um, it slices and dices and shreds, um, kinda w and it sets at an angle, and you put your paper underneath to catch and, oh my god, I make french fries with it and Runco. Now this is it has a round thing that you slip over a potato and you never have to touch the potato and slide that potato back and forth, and it slices perfect, just a perfect slice. Not julienne slicer, mandolin. That thing, I'll tell you, I have used it so much. Boy, it doesn't get oh, you gotta stay away from that blade. You talking about sharp. That thing is we've had it for years and it's never dulled yet. You run a potato or an onion, you can take if you like I like to put a lot of onions in my stuff and take an onion, cut it in half, and then put that thing over the top of it and slide it back and forth, and that mandolin just takes all the tears away, and you can throw your onions over into your pot roast or whatever you needed the onions for. We make what we call an onion burger here, is I'll take and saute those onions after I slice them up, and they're long and stringy like, and I put them in olive oil and then put those you take and put that on top of your beef patty. Oh, yeah, that mandolin is oh, hell, I've lost skin as well. Yeah, buddy, I've cut myself on that thing. It is Oh, it's wicked. And you got them little things that comes up. You turn a knob and the little blades come up out of the floor, and that makes them French fry slices, long strips. You know, you turn your potato long ways, and boy, you can make big old long French fries with it. And yeah, there's just so many things you can do with it. That's one of my favorite tools, as long as it's used properly. And I got caught all up in this buying stoneware, and I've got a couple of pots in there that are really thick. And I love them. The coating is starting to wear thin now. I gotta throw them away because that stuff ain't good to be eaten. But we go through. I buy all these. I just bought a pot up at Costco. I paid hundred and something dollars for a skillet. It's supposed to have the hardest surface. It's got that weird pattern down in the bottom of it. I haven't even taken it out of the box. Angelique says that's going to be her inheritance. She don't want me even to take it out of the box. She said, no, we got so many skillets. I bought a 14-inch skillet, Teflon kind of coated, a 14-inch skillet. She said, what are you going to do with that? See, we buy big old steaks, and when we buy them, and what I do is I like to take and tenderize the steak rather than putting them in a put them in marinating them and tenderize them. I got a little old thing that I pound the steak with. You know, it's got little points on it, and then I put my seasoning and stuff and pound it down in there. And when you get through, you got a piece of meat that big. Well, you can throw two of those in that big old 14-inch skillet and have room to spare. I've only used it a few times. It's too big for my stove, but I saw it and I wanted it and I got it. My mom, she was cast iron all the way. I just had to get rid of my last cast iron skillet left to me by my mother. It cracked, and yep, had to get rid of it. But oh, no telling how many meals she cooked with that skillet. My wife used that skillet. That thing had been cooking since maybe the 30s or 40s. I mean, a long time, damn near 100 years. But it finally cracked. Yeah, I do like cooking with cast iron. I like cornbread made with in a cast iron skillet. I used to go to these Civil War reenactments, and I went to one down in Tenny Hill, Alabama. That's when the Northern aggression came across the Tennessee River, and the Confederate rebels were fighting off the Union Army. And I went to their reenactment that took where the battle took place, and they was cooking. I was doing a video of that whole thing, and they was cooking out there. And they had these Dutch ovens where they would take hot ashes when they put the lid on it. This guy was baking peach cobbler in a Dutch oven, and up on the top, the lid is formulated in such a way it will hold a lot of ashes. And he piled all those hot ashes on the top of that thing. And we went back over there that afternoon, and they'd spent the whole day making homemade ice cream. And when he brought that peach cobbler out of that, when he got all the dust and stuff and they got it ready and took the lid off, that peach cobbler inside that Dutch oven with a scoop of homemade ice cream on the top was I've eaten I've eaten at some really American restaurants, really good five-star dining. It didn't compare to that Dutch oven. Y'all come on now. Now we do a lot of cooking here and really enjoy it. Well, I promised you I would not hold you no longer than 3 hours, and it's been 3 hours and 50 minutes. 3 hours and 53 seconds. So, each and every one of you find something good to do today and enjoy life. I mean, it's easy for you to enjoy yourself, but make it a goal today to make somebody else's life good. Find that find that one person that needs that pat on the back, and you be the first to give it to them. Find that person that needs to help you to lift something into their car. Most important of it all, you don't even have to do any of those things. Just give them one of these. A real smile. A smile, maybe get them over a rough spot today. We're going to try to get in some more time. I think they're going to probably at 8:30 now. That probably sick or Key Fob or one of them might do a morning show. And remember this tonight. Come to the duct tape tonight was sick and the whole crew. He'll have a good turnout. They always do. And I know they always make you welcome when you come in, Kitty. Everybody always make sure that you get recognized. And Connie's welcome wherever she goes. I think it's part of her raising. Yeah, don't be bashful or shy or nothing. Just jump right in there. Yeah, I think it's around 7:30 tonight. I mean, you can go on their page. You can go to Motorbomb's page, and you can actually go up there on Motorbomb Virginia's page and put in there notify me. And when you click on that notify me, it will send you a message that he's coming on the air. That's like when you subscribe to somebody, it will let you know when they post a video. If you put notify me on Motorbomb or Sick or Key Fob, when they announce that they're going to have a show, they will send you a notification because they'd love to have you. With that, let me say God bless each and every one of you, and be assured to know that old Mac loves you. He loves all of you. I mean, I'm talking about I love life, and you're part of life. You're part of my life, and my God, just have the best day you can, and make somebody else happy as well. Bye bye.